What's going on, guys? It's me, Shukashu. We're back with another Musume video, and in this video, it's pretty much going to be the same as day 2, round 1. We're just going to be going over or having the attempts that I did for today, just for fun and all that in the background, while I just sit down, chill, respond to comments, and go on from there. So yeah, I mean, first of all, it feels good to not have to worry to make it to Group A. It's been a little... I haven't felt that in a while, if not ever. But I'm pretty sure I've made it like to Group A once at least. Otherwise, I wouldn't be saying that I've made it there before. But if I didn't, then don't know what got in my head. But it feels good to finally be in Group A finals after trying for so long and not having to really worry about day 2 of round 2. But let's get into the comments. We got 2 over here. One from Echo. I enjoy CM more than the League of Heroes. I agree. The reason being that I enjoy the Champions meeting more is simply because the League of Heroes is heavily catered towards the whales of even the dolphins, I would say, of the game. The reason being is that you have to reach a certain rank out of everyone, I would say. Forgot the number to be exact. And you have to pretty much just be there the whole time until the end of, I forgot the name, the first phase, and then making it into the extra stage, I think. And then pretty much it could be possible as a free-to-play. But I feel like there's no way, because there's going to be hundreds, if not thousands. I would say hundreds, but there could be thousands of whales out there for this game by itself who basically just went and bought out support cards and all that, or maybe even 5-star characters by getting dupes of them. And that's the reason why the League of Heroes is more like a chill event for me, more like just trying to get as high as I can and not really care about going really far into it, because there's really no point, I would say, because besides getting the title, of course. And that's the reason why I like this Champions meeting more, is because even as free to play, I feel like we still have a chance, regardless. As you guys can see, I've made it to Group A finally. And even if I'll go against like other higher UFs, there has been races, for example, in the last video where my Taishin has, in that set where she won all the races to get me into Group A, there were some units there that were at UF5, higher than UF2, at least for her, comparing it to her at least. And I feel like the Champions meeting does feel more competitive, which is pretty much more fun in my opinion. Of course, if you do have, if you guys have whaled out for support cards and all that, get your characters to 5-star, this will be easy for you. But for like free-to-play players, I think Champions meeting would definitely be more enjoyable compared to the League of Heroes. So moving on, I hope they'll add more songs later on. They have a pretty good amount of songs in the game itself, but I think even outside the game they have some songs up there. I know I've listened to quite a bit of it. About my cards, I don't spend jewels on support gachas, so only free pulls and event cards. I feel you on that. Before, I didn't really care about the support cards. I felt like, even until now, my priority when it comes to using my jewels would be on jewels itself. I mean, not jewels, on characters itself, because it's more appealing to me, and I've had good success with the cards that I have. So I feel like in that aspect, it's all good. I mean, I'm free to play. I'm just gonna have fun with the game. But there has been instances where, let's say, in the first anniversary, I believe the first anniversary, that's when Kita's card came out. I'm not sure, but whenever Kita's card came out, That's when I went for it because I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try. I think I got it as high as 3 or 2. And then I just used like the free tickets to get it up to max limit break down the line. And then after that, I haven't really focused on support cards unless it was trying to get the friend cards for like the Alharu Cup, make a new track. What did Alharu Cup have one? I'm not sure, but make a new track for sure. And Grand Live, and of course here with did I forget the name again? Grandmasters. Well, as you guys obviously see with me having the goddess cards at level 30. And honestly, me getting Measure of Ramano, since this was around the 2nd year anniversary, it was kind of a bonus as well because I did save up for the anniversary, so it made sense for me to go for a card that seemed pretty good or seemed really good for the training scenario itself in order for me to do better in training. So it might be the same for the 2.5 anniversary. Most likely we should be getting a new training scenario based on how they've been doing it for the past 2 years. So there might be a new training scenario, maybe a new friend card for us, and then yeah, that's pretty much it. I only play for songs and movies, not the racing parts. So yeah, what do you think about Measure Ramano as a character? Would you pull for her if you get a chance? So I only play for songs and movies. I mean, we all play games for our own reasons. I just play the game because I just love Musume itself. If I hadn't watched the anime and I saw this game in the App Store, I would have been like, ooh, what's this about? It would be kind of a 50-50, but since I had watched the anime, I pretty much just playing it just for the love of the entirety itself. I do like the songs, and yeah, that's pretty much it for that, for my reason of playing. What do you and then for Measure of Ramano as a character, I mean, let me take a look at her card. Yeah, I'm just gonna take a look at her card. I mean, she looks like a pretty cool character. She's also Measuro, part of the, I guess, Measuro family. I mean, I don't mind it. I mean, we have, from the anime itself, we've only seen what? Besides the McQueen, we've seen Palmer. Not sure we've seen anyone else after that. So I wouldn't mind actually pulling for Measure Ramano. Probably be good for a mile team, since I'm not sure of who my mile team is. And if you guys can see in the background, we managed to get 3 wins again, so that was pretty hype for me to get. But yeah, I think for me, if they do end up releasing her, because there's still a lot of characters that they can release besides Measure Ramano, but it would make sense for them to release her at some point if it's going to be during the Grand Masters. But yeah, if they do release her, and I would pull for her if I had a chance. And that is pretty much it from Echo. Thank you for the comment. And then Eugen, congrats on grabbing a ticket to Final A. Thank you, Eugen. If the Goddess of Luck is on your side that day, you might get your first CM's Platinum title. Yeah, that's true. That is true. The first time I participated in Champions Meeting, I hop on Grade League without knowing and entered the A lineup fighting against SS opponents. I think I never chose the easier one. I always went into the harder one, which is the one that we're in. So I think I don't even remember. It's been so long, I just don't remember. But that's pretty funny. Entered A lineup fighting against double S opponents. Yeah, I remember before when it was just hard for me to get into double S territory, but it's all good now. Beginners tend to neglect wisdom because they were not informed how wisdom works, since the explanation about wisdom stats is somewhat confusing. Yeah, for me, from what I knew about wisdom when I first started playing, was that it just pretty much helps with skill activation. That is still pretty much how I see it. I don't know like the in-depth description of it, but that's pretty much how I see it. And I do agree that it should still be high enough so you can at least activate all your skills. So for my round 2 day 1, it's a nightmare. A lot of UFs higher than my rank, and special appearance of a UE Silent Suzuka. I'm actually not sure if I've seen a UE. I didn't fully pay attention to the other opponents. I think in the last Champions meeting, I did see a UE. I'm not too sure, or was that the League of Heroes? But it doesn't really matter. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I've seen a UE at some point in the Champions meeting. So that's pretty crazy that it was a Silent Suzuka as well. I got my ticket to Final A on the third entry's last race by Clutch 2 with a win record of 1-2-3-2. Congrats, Yujin, to making it to the finals Group A. I'm assuming you had 1 win, 2 wins, 3 wins, 2 wins. Yeah, for me it was what, 2, 1, and then 3. After the second one, I was like, yo, this got tougher for some reason, and then Taishin just killed it for me. I'm assuming you did the extra set just to see how your team works. It was nerve-wracking because my second entry lose on the last race and thinking I won't be able to advance due to my matchup luck. Yeah, when I saw that my first set, and I was pretty hyped because Hishi Amazon almost got it, and then after seeing my second set, I was like, yo, is this how it's gonna go from here on out? And then no, Taishin was it unique level 4 Taishin, level 4 unique Taishin up with a clutch. Being in Final A is good enough, and I know this Mausoleum is not enough for me to feel confident in grabbing Platinum title, but who knows? Let's enjoy the Final A. And that's pretty much how I see it. Even though I see the Champions meeting more competitive, I do see it as I see that I have more fun with it as well. So I do like the aspect. I mean, pretty much I just want to enjoy the game, whether it's the CM, League of Heroes, or just training for the CM League of Heroes, or just training for fun like I do in between events. That's pretty much how I see, like, when it comes down to gacha games. Just play the game the way you want to. The one thing that does kind of bother me when it comes down to gacha games, or when it comes to like to the other people at least, is like how they when it comes down to character banners and all that, they all question and all that. It's like, honestly, if you like the character, just pull for her. You don't have to not pull for her just because she's gonna be a crappy character or not. I say she just because we're talking about Musume. I'm just talking in general. For example, like either Genshin or Star Rail. I personally just pull for the characters that I like, and that's pretty much it. Like, I wasn't able to get Yoimiya before. Yoimiya just recently came out a while ago. Her banner was recently taken down, and I got her, and Miko was on the same banner as her also, so I decided to pick Yoimiya over her. And that's just a perfect example. Just play the game you want it to be. I mean, sure, it's nice to go and, like, pick the characters that works out well and all that. For example, in Pretty Derby, for me, is like, for example, like Champions meeting setups for like medium distance, I always end up using like Hida-san, Black, Christmas Degree Cap, and Random Third. The reason why I choose the first two, well, since New Year's Kita-san came back, since New Year's Kita-san Black came out, she's been really good for medium distance, so I decided to pick her as another option. Christmas Agree Cap has always been really good, and just those two characters alone I do enjoy as a character themselves. And the third option is usually just a toss-up, like whoever I feel would probably fit in, or if there's any recommendations from you guys, is usually how I take it. And that's pretty much how I go on about with setting up my teams when it comes to Champions meeting, depending on the distance and all that. But yeah, I mean, like, if the next Champions meeting is short distance, I'm definitely gonna need like some choices to pick from, because short distance is definitely my worst one, like worst experience, I would say, because I don't do it too much. I don't train the short distance girls a lot. I don't I trained a mile once more. Got pretty much comfortable with it. Even more with this, getting ready for this champions meeting. Medium distance and long distance, it's a given that I'll be okay building for it, because it's like the heavily populated distance, I'd say. And short distance, kind of like there's a good amount of characters, but there's not an abundance of them. So with that being said, guys, my run has been pretty much done, so I'm gonna end the video here. So if you guys didn't make it this far, I do want to say thank you. If you guys can hit the like button, and also just leave a comment down below. Let me know on day 2 of round 2 if you guys made it to group A, or you guys stayed, or you guys at least nabbed a win and made it to group B. Because all in all, for me, champions meeting, as long as you can make it to the finals, whether it's group A or group B, you still get your free carrot jewels, and that's all that really matters, especially for us free-to-play players. So with that being said, guys, thank you once again, and as always, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
君はどうせ君だよ。